So to be quite honest, my question, the first question that I want to ask is it really true? Like I've heard this saying many times. I don't know if you guys have heard it, but is it true that a man especially almost always knows the direction of his relationship, even from the beginning of that relationship? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it's something that I've heard before, but I don't know. What we're about to listen to on today is about a woman who finds out that her fiance had lingering doubts about their relationship before meeting her family, especially her dad. Okay. And that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Most women won't bring a guy to their dad unless they were like, this is it, right?
Yeah.
But this lingering doubts became like a revelation for her. And it led to, of course, heartbreak as he ultimately ends the relationship. And the ending of that relationship highlights something important for us. And it's a reality, whether we like it or not, whether we want to talk about it or not. It's not, it is what it is, right? But the troubling reality is that many women are strung along without knowing their partner's true feelings or their partner's true intention. Take a listen.
The night before, when we went to dinner, which was the same day that he met my family, I was asking him, how do you feel? Where's your head at? I'm so thankful you read that beautiful letter to my dad. It was a very emotional day, all the things. And he answered that he had doubts. And I just was kind of taken back because I'm just like, how do you do that whole performance and then say, I have doubts? My dad shook your hand and said, I accept you as my son. And 3 hours later, you say, I have doubts. Why? And then a day after that, we're ending an engagement. Why even get him involved?
Welcome back to my Darling Bride podcast, powered by Refuge and Fortress Network. It is yours faithfully and sincerely, Pastor Emmanuel O. And I have with me onto the First Lady O.
Hello.
And PK, all the way from Connecticut.
Hello, my friend.
All right, so
my youth.
I guess it's not too early for you guys.
It's kind of early. I'm not gonna lie.
It doesn't sound like it.
First of all, before we go any further, I know last week we didn't get a chance to mention it, but I want to mention it today. Happy holidays. Happy Christmas,
Christmas,
Hanukkah, whatever it is that you
Happy
celebrate in this season. Let us use this time to say happy holidays. We didn't get to say happy Thanksgiving last time that we were here, but you know where our heart is, right? Because
that's right.
our heart was with y'all, but our mind was on that in Turkey. You feel me?
Wisdom.
You feel me? So,
Wisdom.
but I say all that to say happy Thanksgiving.
We're grateful for you guys.
Grateful for you guys. Grateful for all our partners.
Tuning in
Grateful for
every week.
Yeah, exactly. Grateful for those who are tuning in. Grateful for the team. Grateful for everybody. God is good. So happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Yes.
All right. If you are yet to subscribe, please go ahead and do so now. Also, don't forget to comment and share this broadcast with somebody that you believe is going to be blessed by this episode on today. The Bible says in Proverbs chapter 12, verse 22, it says, the Lord detests lying lips, but he delights in people who are trustworthy. And really, the reason why I'm bringing out that verse is because it emphasizes the importance of honesty in relationship. More so, it emphasizes the importance of clarity in the early stages of your relationship. That when one partner harbors doubts and chooses not to communicate them to his significant other, it can lead to a feeling of betrayal and even confusion for the other partner. Right? And you could say that this woman felt like she was blindsided by her fiance's doubts, which she never really communicated. And it raises again the critical question, like I was saying earlier, why do some men hesitate to voice their uncertainties? Why? And how can this lack of communication affect a woman's perspective of love and commitment in general?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And the reason why I'm saying why do, because it's mostly men who have problems communicating their intentions.
Yeah. Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And not only that, more than the fact that they have problems communicating their intentions or they're hesitant about voicing their uncertainties, men got to understand that the woman is following your lead.
Mhm.
She's not the one that's going to make her intentions known to you.
Mhm.
And you be like, well, I was just trying to test your temperature. No, she's following your lead. But then you got hesitation, you have doubts, you're not communicating that, and she thinks all is well.
Yeah.
And you're stringing her along without saying anything.
Yeah.
And then when you finally break up with her, her conclusion is, man, I scum.
Yep. You got it.
No, shorty.
You got it.
Man, men are not scum.
You Garrett.
Your man is a scum.
Your
Your
All
man
right.
is a scum. Not
This
all
is,
men.
this is what happens, yo, when we do recording too early. All right.
But I'm a rest my case for
On
now.
that.
I think you've said enough.
On that
I mean,
matter,
I don't know what
Yeah,
to rest.
I'm just
I don't know what
pause
to
right
rest
here.
now.
So I'm gonna push it right back to y'all and let you guys bring a nicer touch to it.
Okay, I'll pick it up. Men are scum now.
My fucking my Lori. Yeah.
I think we need to stop recording this early. All right, PK,
what
go
do y'all
ahead.
think?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
'Cause
I think you wanted to say something.
I'm done.
Right.
I'm done.
All right. I'm the nicer one, in case you guys don't know. So
That's a difference. Quite agree with that one.
So first of all, going back to what you initially asked about why men hesitate to
Voice their
profess
uncertainties.
their uncertainties. I know it's more it's common, it's more common with men, but I also believe it's also we also see that with women. In the sense that there are times when the woman is not uh, having what she thinks it's a complete package with a man, but the man might just be the kind of person that just said, you know what, let's just get married. And but the woman, maybe the man is maltreating her, or the man is not giving her what, whatever it is that she looks for in a man, and she's not fully getting that. There are times when women, for whatever reason, maybe low self-esteem, whatever the case is, they also go along with it just because of the fact that they know that at the end of the day they're going to get married. Some of them will think, some of them do say that when they get in the relationship, maybe they will change him. So that I just wanted to clarify that part, that it happens more with men, but we also see that with women. But the part that I don't know if you guys have listened to um um the whole story, or from this um audio we listened to, but what I wanted to find out really is the doubt that this man is talking about now. Is it from their relationship in general, or is it from the fact that he's meeting the family? Is the doubt arising from meeting the family at that time,
Well,
or is this something that happened right in there?
well,
Because
she said it. She said he's had doubts before meeting their family. So he must have told her that whenever they had that conversation. He's had the doubts before meeting the family, but still went ahead and did the whole shebang, which
okay,
is what her problem was, right? Because why put involve her family if you already had
if
doubts
you still
before?
have
That's
doubt,
really what she had an issue
yeah,
with.
I think you know what, he's a scum.
That's your conclusion. Oh my god.
Okay. All right, all
All
right.
right. So
Go.
this is what I want to say. I think the likelihood of, because when you see when it comes to women, right, we are more emotionally in tuned with our feelings, right?
Mhm.
So when it comes to our feelings, we don't joke around with it. If we're meaning A, we're meaning A. If we're meaning B, we're meaning B. The minute a woman is checked out, you would know, right?
Right.
You would know because maybe she's getting that attention from somebody else. Maybe, do you know what I'm saying? So the likelihood of her stringing you along is very slim because you would have known from the minute she checked out. But men have mastered something. They have
Hmm.
mastered being a scum.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Let's
I'm just
pause.
playing.
Let's pause. Let's
No,
pause.
hold on, hold on. No, hold on. Let me
No, no,
finish my
no.
thoughts.
I won't let you finish.
No, let me finish my
Men,
thoughts.
no.
No, 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 no,
I
no.
cannot
We
be
can't
in
let
the
you finish
same
that statement.
place. I cannot be in the same place and listen
To
to
what?
people continually say men are
Okay,
scum.
some men.
Men
I
are not
said E.
scum.
I
Okay,
said
let me
E.
finish. You
When I
said
said
he.
I said
Okay,
E.
let me
I didn't
finish.
say
Let me
men.
finish my
No.
thought. Let me land. Let me land. Let me land. Before we start,
Okay.
before we start taking it personal. You're not a scum, my dear. I
No.
love
Ain't
you.
nobody talking about that. I'm just saying I'm an
Okay.
advocate for men.
Yeah, have
Mm,
wow. Woof.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm an advocate for men.
All right. In
And
all
I'm
seriousness,
not saying that all men are good, and I'm also not saying that all men are bad.
yes, we
right.
know
But the
it's we know it's
stereotypical
of
statement
course.
of saying that men are
For women,
scum
Yes, the
is
reason
especially
why,
when
not
they're
listen,
thin.
the reason why,
No.
women say that
I
is,
don't
hold on,
care.
can I land? Can I land this plane? All right.
Land.
The reason why women say that is
Land carefully.
because majority majority of women have faced similar heartbreaks from men. You find a common denominator, you find a pattern when it comes to men. So yeah, of course, we're just clowning around and joking around. Not all men are scum, right? You know, there's some great men out there. I mean, we got some great men on this podcast. Let me and then you would, yeah, we got some great men on this podcast. So not all men are scum. But the reason why that is because men have mastered a thing where they know how to take a woman, because once you know the true intention of a woman, right, you know how she really feels, you know how to play into that. So men have mastered how to play into a woman's emotion in a way to carry her along, even though he's not feeling the same way. He's mastered, you know what, I know what to do. I know how to keep this woman at bay while I still do my thing. For
So,
whatever reason, men have gotten that pattern
so
down pat.
I disagree. I disagree.
Come on,
Go ahead.
we
I
not being
disagree.
real with
No,
ourselves
no, no,
this
no,
morning.
no. I disagree. I disagree because I think those kind of men you're talking about, they don't go to the extent of asking a woman's hand in
What?
marriage. I don't think so. I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
have to
so.
disagree with
I
you on
don't
that,
think
brother.
I don't think they go to the extent of
I'm gonna have to
asking.
disagree
I,
with you on
They
that, brother.
no,
do. Some
I
go
don't
to the
think
extent
so.
of
I don't
marrying
think
the
so.
woman.
I don't
What
think
are
so.
we?
I don't think they go to the extent of asking a woman's hand in marriage or even going further to meeting the family
I'm gonna
and
have to disagree on that one,
saying
brother.
the reason is this. eh, okay, so well, I mean, everyone has right to their opinions, but here's how I feel about this. Men that do you know things like this, I feel like they have a goal in mind, they have something they're looking for. Maybe they would string a female or a woman, say all the good things the woman wants to hear, do all the good things the woman wants to have, give the woman everything, just maybe to get into their pants or to whatever it is they're looking for. But I don't think they would go along with um, going to the extent of making life vows. Okay, maybe not to the extent of vows, or making life promises of getting engaged or getting married, and meeting the family, and or playing nice to the father, and then turning around and saying that, well, I have doubts.
It
Now, and then I
happens.
wanted to say also that if the man has been saying, or has been saying at some point that he has doubts about one thing or the other, why hasn't the woman tried to get to the bottom of it?
Yeah, but that's the problem. That's the whole point of the stringing along part. She doesn't know. If she
But
knew, she would have been
but,
able
she,
to
but
address
you
the
but
matter.
you said earlier on that he's been saying that before
That's
the
no, I
meeting
didn't say he
with
said
the
that. I
family.
said she said that. He said he had doubts before. Do you
from the
understand?
beginning.
That was their conversation. If you
Okay,
listen to what
after
she
meeting the
said
family.
before meeting the family, what she said was he said he's had doubts before meeting her family. So if he knew that before,
Why
why
will he
meet
go
her
ahead
family?
to
So
meet
she
the
didn't
family?
know, because yes, there's some women that do know and they don't address it and they stay in the situation. But based on her specific situation, she's saying she was none the wiser. She's
Right,
finding out after the fact.
right.
But to kind of pick up where you left off, in all honesty, they are men. I'm telling you, they are men that would even go as far as marrying the woman. Let me tell you why. The reason why you find a lot of men in situations like this when they string women along is a couple things. Number one, they're looking for something and they haven't found it yet. So, in order not to be alone, in order not to be left alone, in order to still get what it is they're trying to achieve, when they have somebody that still looks like can give them that, they keep that woman at bay. They string her along because they
Well,
know, okay, this is the best option I have right now.
that's
Sometimes they don't find the option they're looking for. So what do? They keep it going to the point of marriage, to the point of having kids.
But do
Trust
we
me.
have a lot of those people though?
Yes,
Yes. This is a big thing in relationships and marriages.
huge thing.
And then you then find out later down the line why they're breaking up is because, well, I'm not
They
really sure
found
you were the
some
one
they
for
now
me.
found someone
Really?
else.
Years after this, after we've dated, we've married, we've had kids. So this thing is a thing where I feel like I said, the reason why I feel like it happens is because I know a situation where I know a couple, they dated for a while, they broke up, they stayed friends, but for whatever reason, this guy doesn't want to let go of this girl. Right? Because when he's ready to settle down, he feels like this is the best option for him. But wait, let me keep playing with her feelings to let her think I still care, I still want to be with her while I do all the other things that I want to do, while I have doubts about the relationship. But at the end of the day, if it comes down to the end of it and I have to settle down, at least she will be there. That's the mentality.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. They can do that and play those games for as long as, I mean, none of it is right, but they can play those games for as long as they can, but not get into the extent of actually asking this person's hand in marriage or
Yes. Let me give you
meeting
another
their
example.
family.
Let me give you another example. When we say
Because when it
stringing
gets to the
along,
point where they meet their family, I mean, I understand the example you gave earlier, whereby they can go ahead and get married, even though they didn't completely see uh, a forever future in this person. And, I understand that part, but I just think that the number of men that would go to the extent of crossing the bridge of stringing the woman for so long, and then just the first string is the first crossing would be to ask this woman's hand in marriage. The second is actually meeting the family, and in from the audio we said, say all the nice things the man the father wants to hear. I think it's just
it's a game. You'll be
different level
surprised.
of wickedness. I think
Yes,
I
that's
just don't,
that's the
I don't know.
problem. That's the problem with it.
Uh,
There's women that go through this consistently. It's a game for some people.
that's
One thing I want us to also highlight and make clear is this, right? Because we can't overlook this too. One, there are men in the category of those who are intentional about it. They know from the beginning that they have doubts, they're hesitant
Correct.
about the relationship, but like you said, they're looking for something.
Mhm.
And until they find that thing, they keep stringing this person along,
Yeah.
right? And then there are men who do that intentionally.
Yeah.
And then there are men who don't necessarily do it intentionally, but they're not 100%
Sure. Yes.
sure about this person.
Yes.
Not because they're looking for something per se, it's probably because to them, there are just some dots that needs to be dotted, some I's that needs to be dotted, and some T's that needs to be crossed.
And they're trying to figure out if they can deal
And
with
they're
it.
trying to figure out if they can deal with it. Because there are different forms and
Yes,
types of
absolutely.
hesitation.
Absolutely. Yes.
You know, like for example, you can love somebody to death, right? And then on the wedding day, you get cold feet. It has nothing to do with the girl. It's just that you don't feel
Are you
you're
sure
ready.
you can?
You
You're
don't.
ready to settle down,
exactly.
right?
You're not sure if you're ready for this commitment. And if you are, you're not sure if you're ready for the
And it all
commitment with
falls
this
under
person.
this.
And it still all falls under stringing a woman along. Because at the
Yes.
end of the day, what we're talking about stringing a woman along is that you have hesitations. You're feeling a certain way, and you're not communicating that with that
exactly.
person.
Yeah.
Like, it's a manly thing to do, to sit down and say, babe, I'm not gonna lie, I love you. I love you so much. And honestly, when I think about who I'm gonna settle with, it can't be nobody else but you. But I also won't pretend like I don't have doubts.
Yeah.
And we can sit down and discuss that. What is the doubt? Why do you have doubts? Is it me? Is it you? Is it your upbringing? Is it about your family? Is it something you've seen? Is it something that's giving you trigger memories? Like what is it a trauma that you endure when you grew up?
That's why you said lack of communication.
Exactly.
Because
So is this something that we can address and talk about? So at least I know it's not me.
Yeah.
It's you or something else that's going
That's
on around
causing
you, but it's not me. It's not like I'm the problem. And if it's something we can fix, let's spend the time now to
Yes.
fix it before moving this relationship to another level. And if it's something that we can't fix, it's okay to let me go.
Yeah.
Because, like we said, was it at Affiliate Connect's Friendsgiving? Or I don't even know when we said it. I think it was on this podcast
said
too,
it.
on this
Multiple
platform, right?
Yeah, platforms.
That dating is about vetting.
Yes.
Vetting somebody, finding out information that you need to know if you can deal with
Move
this
forward with
information
the
moving
person.
forward.
Yeah.
Right. And so if and bringing that vetting thing in, right? I feel like she did not do her due diligence when it came to vetting before she brought the man to a father.
Yeah. And then
She didn't properly vet the guy.
Yeah.
You know, she was oyofe. She was so in love
Yeah.
that she was already practicing marriage. And that's the stupidity of that show, really.
Right. I was gonna point out
That's what they do in that show.
to the
They
listeners.
make people practice marriages
Yes.
rather than vetting each other to even find out if this person is the one for me.
Right.
They are practicing being husband and wife. And then when they break
Exactly.
up, it feels like they broke it up in marriage.
Yeah.
When in
what's
reality,
the
it's
show
like,
again?
The show is
What's the show again?
the show.
the show is from.
Yeah, we don't want to mention the show, so
Okay.
copyright reasons and all that. But
But the show
it's a relationship show on Netflix.
Yeah, and that's and I wanted to point that out too, because a lot of listeners probably know the show and they're like, well, it's not really their fault. There's that is what we're pointing out, that the situations like that is what causes things like this, like you said. And the I just also wanted to point out that the issue is not the fact that he had doubts. Having doubts is normal. People have different doubts, different fears, they have hesitations. The issue really is not communicating it ahead of time. That's really what her issue came down
And some
to.
do that on purpose.
And some do that on purpose,
and
yes.
some don't.
So it's like, at the end of the day, no matter how you're feeling, no matter whatever the case may be, I don't know how much more we can emphasize how important communicating is in the dating phase, in the relationship phase, in the marriage phase. It's so important because it can make or break the relationship. Not communicating this issue, this girl didn't know where she stood. The whole time she probably thought they were about to walk down the aisle in like few days or few weeks or whatever the case may be, and all of a sudden, boom! Actually, I'm not really sure. Boom! They broke up, and now she's heartbroken. And now she goes with the mentality of men are scum because of situations like this.
Exactly.
Not knowing that it's not a common. It's not every man that treat things like this. But at the same time, also the situation that we're in is also what caused something like this.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, people need to understand nobody has a problem with if you have doubts. Communicate it. Let us know how you feel. You see, women, we like to know. We like to talk. We want to understand what you're really feeling. I understand that men sometimes like to hold it in. You know, they like to not communicate. They just feel like you should just know or something. But the truth of the matter is, I'm not a mind reader. I'm not your feelings magician or whatever the case you want to call it. If you're feeling some type of way, let me know so I can understand where you stand and I can know where this relationship is going. Like you said, if you don't let me know, I'm thinking everything is rosy and daisies. I'm thinking everything is good. Oh, we about to I mean, you met my father, which is a big deal. For some
Mhm,
people, it's a big deal when you start meeting the family. I didn't
mhm,
plan on taking anybody to my dad until I knew 100% sure. He's the only
mhm,
person, my husband's the only person I took to my dad. Nobody else. I never introduced anybody to my
mhm,
family
mhm,
because that's a big deal. The minute I'm making that statement, I'm letting
mhm.
you and everybody know in my family that this is the person I want to be with. So
Right.
before taking that step, and then you then do a whole shebang, you read a letter or whatever the case might have happened that
Mhm.
made it even look like you were
That's
in
what I'm
this.
That
saying.
was dumb.
That's what I'm saying. That's some different level of lowness, because
Like,
I'm telling you, no, it has to be. It just as that's why I'm finding it difficult to understand this audio we just
right.
listened to, because I just feel like there are different stages, right?
Yeah.
There's a stage where you would tell, you can lie from now till tomorrow, to this person. There's a stage where you cross when you tell this person, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And then it's a whole different ball game when you say, okay, I want to meet your family. And then it's a whole different ball game, a higher ball game, when you now have a whole Wale Soyinka episode and read
Poem.
A
uh,
poem, a
a
love
love
letter.
poem to the father,
Yeah.
and then afterward not talking about you have doubt. I mean,
Yeah, that's a
it's so
and another thing too is for those that are in situations where truly and honestly the man doesn't know he had or he didn't know he had doubts, so to say, till afterwards. It's still important to communicate that and let her know that, listen, I didn't feel this way before, but this is how I'm feeling right now. Because there are situations, like you said, where it's not even, maybe he didn't know, maybe he didn't have doubts before he met the family. Maybe it was after he met
exactly,
the family that he had
exactly. That's
doubts.
why I asked that question
Right.
earlier. So was the doubt when you, you can love the girl from now to tomorrow, but
But
at
you meet
least I
the
don't know.
family, and you're
I,
like,
I don't know.
"Ooh,
I don't
wait a
know
minute."
how other cultures feel about it, but at least from our culture, we know that yes, we marry someone, but technically we're marrying the family,
The whole
because
family.
so you can meet the family and you look at their whole setup and you be like,
Yeah.
you
And
know
you're like,
what?
no, right. So in her situation, she's saying it was
But
before, right?
exactly.
But
So,
for some people, it's not. But I think the key point or the important thing was let the person you're with know. I don't know why it's so hard to just say, listen, this is how I'm feeling. So in an effort to not,
yeah.
because
and
we're
and
talking about
don't feel doubt is bad. Having doubt is okay as long as you haven't walked up on that pulpit yet to
right,
say your
exactly.
vow. It's okay to have doubts,
Because what
but
we're trying to
the
really
point we
avoid,
are saying is to communicate it.
yes,
Talk about it. Talk
because what
about
we're trying to avoid, number one, is this woman can go from this situation, start hating every man that comes her way, even the ones that treat her right.
it.
And because of lack of communication, she has commitment issues.
Mm,
She doesn't really trust the person when the person says, I'm here, I'm in this. Are you really? Is what will keep going on in her head, because she's had a situation where somebody she thought was really in this probably told her he was in this, true and true, already had doubts even before they even moved forward. So in
mm,
an effort to avoid just breaking people's heart and putting people through, because this relationship matter is a big deal for people,
mm,
putting people through that miserable situation, just be honest, just communicate, just let people know how you truly feel, you know?
mm, mm,
I think there's a thing about, and I want to address the man on this one. There's a thing about being man enough to know where you're headed, to know what you want, maybe not necessarily in life, but even in a woman, at least in a woman. There's a thing about being a man to know how to communicate things to the woman. So you're carrying her along. And in your carrying her along, you're actually leading her, leading your home, leading your relationship. And the danger that I want to kind of point out on men who behave like this is that their home sometimes usually suffer for this too. Like even after they do get married, there's still issues that occur based on behaviors like this. They're not able to communicate properly. They're not able to clarify intentions with their wives and family.
Mhm.
They're not able to carry their family along like they should. And they begin to see problems in their homes because they didn't address issues like this.
Yeah.
Hmm.
When we say, fellas, stop stringing the woman along. The moment you feel like you are on a different page than your woman,
Mhm.
communicate
Yeah.
Hmm.
immediately. Whether you are in a relationship, whether you are married, the moment, because the
Hmm.
whole point of stringing someone along is that
Mhm.
Hmm.
they believe they are on one page,
Page. Yeah.
but you
Hmm.
are in a completely
You
different
know,
type.
you know
Yep.
what I'm getting from this. Just while you're talking now, that you can string, excuse me, you can string a woman all along also in marriage, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes,
Hmm.
Absolutely.
sir. You can
Hmm.
Absolutely.
absolutely string a woman along in
Absolutely.
Hmm.
marriage because she believes one thing, you are doing something
You're on
Yeah.
else.
one page, but
Exactly.
you're really
You
not.
know, and that can apply to many things, whether we're talking about finances, whether we're talking about how you really feel about their family or your family,
Yeah.
whether we're talking about your job. Some people will, so for example, a man will lose his job, for example, and they will
I'll
still be
start
dressing
out.
up, leaving the house, acting like he's going somewhere,
Yeah.
having his woman think everything is
Everything
good.
is good.
Oh
Another man
man.
will be gambling, blowing their family savings. The wife will come and say, "Babe, we good?" And be like, "Oh yeah, we good. We
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
we good.
We good. Why you asking?
Yeah.
We
Don't be
good at
checking up
casino.
on me." You know what I'm saying? But you're stringing her along,
Uh,
making her feel like it's one thing when
When
in
it's not.
reality is something else.
Yeah.
All we are saying is that's not manly. That's
mm.
not leadership. That
it, I mean, manly leadership. I like. I mean, those are good adjectives to qualify. But can we can we just make it basic as just being matured?
no, no, no.
Uh,
The reason why I said that is because I said in the beginning that I wanted to address men specifically,
okay.
not just women. I know
Yeah.
because again, the reason why we're having this episode is because men usually
Do
are
this
the
more.
one doing this stupidity and
Right.
giving us a bad rep.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, giving us general, all men in general, a bad rep.
Yeah.
No,
Let me
I
explain that.
get that part. What I'm saying is, when we say, they have to man up, true. They have to show their leadership, true. But men that do this also, what my addition to that, I'm not taking anything out of what you said out. What I'm saying in addition to that is it's a sign of maturity to do all these things we're saying as well. You know,
Yes, the reason
right.
why I'm not bulking it up to maturity is because to say that would assume that they're suffering from maturity, that there's a lack of maturity going on.
Yes.
But my brother,
It's an intentional thing
it's an
sometimes.
intentional thing. It's
It's
not a
not even
maturity thing.
maturity, right?
Because
I
you
get
will
what you're
see a
saying.
man,
I get what you're saying.
highly matured man, in almost everything, he makes mature decisions. You can tell, like, this is a matured person. And I'm not talking about age, but in his maturity, hear me, in his thinking that I'm a matured man, he handles situations like this, thinking that's the mature thing to do.
Yeah.
He handles situations without carrying his woman along, thinking I'm a man,
Exactly. That right there.
feeling like I'm a man,
That's why
but you're
saying
not carrying your woman along.
they need to man up. It's for them
And
to
that's why we're saying
understand
that this ain't even,
manning up is not keeping it to
you,
yourself.
you follow what
Manning
I'm
up is
saying?
communicating it, right?
Right. So manning up and really manning up, what I'm calling manning up is leadership. Leading your home, leading your family, leading your situation, leading your relationship, leading your woman, whether dating or marriage. Be a leader. Matured, sure, but leadership is key here because, like I said, the woman is following your lead. She's looking at you to test the temperature of this relationship. Are we going forward or we not? Are we moving on with this decision or we not? like you said, and I believe a lot of women are like that. They're not going to bring just any man to their dad
Absolutely
and
not.
say this and say that until the man has proven that this is where we're headed.
Mhm.
Then she'll say, okay, cool, let's go meet my mom, let's go meet my dad. That means you have been showing her we're at that stage, we're at that level. Take me to your mom, take me to your dad. When in reality, you have a completely different thought process.
Yeah.
You have doubts, and perhaps they're justifiable doubts. We don't know, we don't want to get into it. All we are saying is that communicate your doubts. I know a couple, mixed religion, met, dated, they love each other. They've always loved each other,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but then this religion matter has always been a thing. They address it,
The elephant
they
in the
put it
room.
to the ground. They address it, they let it go because they're thinking love should be enough.
Mm.
But when it came down to it, love was not enough.
Yeah.
Love was not enough because even though, like PK was saying, even though you feel you can handle it,
Mhm.
your family are saying we can't handle it.
Exactly.
We don't want a different religion in our family.
Yeah.
And when you see that your family is not going to budge, it kind of puts a dent in your love that you feel like you have.
Yeah.
I know somebody right now, their whole family is saying that, look, I don't care how you feel about this other person. We are not going to accept her or him. And she's like, but I love him, that we don't care. Now she's at a crossroad where she has to make a decision. Do I love this guy enough to go against my family? Or do I like peace with my family and genuinely break up with this man? It's a decision she has to make. Mind you, I know somebody else who has been faced with that exact same situation, exact same decision, and she chose her family over the boy.
Yeah.
Broke up with the boy immediately because her family said, we're not going to accept him.
Yeah.
She loves the guy,
Mm-hmm.
but because the family said, we're not going to accept him, she told him, look, we can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to turn my back on my family
That's
because you showed up.
That's a
Yeah.
conversation we need to have someday.
I'm telling you.
That's it. Because just you talking about it now, I'm thinking about something and it's pissing me off already.
Oh, no. I'm hot. I'm hot right now. I'm pissed.
Literally.
I'm pissed. But
that conversation is a good one. It's yeah.
good one to have, yeah. 'Cause,
well, bringing it down.
Let's whoos out. Mo start smashing screens.
let's who side down.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
the one that said, if you catch all this place next to my AV room, you will pay for it. Who's that? Calm down.
You know, so really my heart cry is, men, stop stringing the woman along. It's unfair.
Just be honest.
It's not good. Just be honest, just be clear.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with walking away if you just can't find
Yes.
clarity.
Oh man.
Be like, yo, I'm just not sure where this thing is going, so I'm gonna just step back. That's perfect. That's a manly thing to do.
You know, they're
People are
being
scared.
selfish. That's what it is.
There you
People
go.
are scared.
Selfish.
Selfish.
And they're
Selfish.
scared too.
Selfish to not want to make commitment, but more selfish to not want to let go.
To not want to
And
lose out.
just-
Yes.
So yeah, they don't want to lose on both ends. So
Exactly.
That's
I mean, the fear is selfish too.
Exactly.
I was saying they're scared too.
But that's
Some
selfish.
people are
It's
scared, but
rooted
it is
in
selfish. It's
selfishness.
rooted in what they want.
Yeah. Anyway, so we can't deny the fact that in relationship and in marriage, honesty and transparency are crucial.
Key.
They're very key. The Bible reminds us not to lie to each other, since we have taken off our old self,
Yes.
right? And we have put on a new self,
Mhm.
which is being renewed every day in the knowledge of the image of
Yes.
Christ.
Yes.
Right? And that is in Colossians chapter 3. We are to put away our old self and put on this new person. And this new person is a leader, is manly, is womanly, is matured,
Honest.
is honest, is
Truthful.
transparent,
Yes.
is
authentic.
truthful, is authentic. Is authentic. It speaks about the need for authenticity and being open.
Yes.
Open. If you can't be open with your significant other,
What you
who you gonna be
doing?
open with?
What-
Mm.
Abby, and that's already a sign right there.
I want to say, Pierre.
What'd you say?
Pierre wanted to say something.
No, I'm done with what I wanted to
You
say.
sure?
Yeah, I'm 100% sure.
If
And
if
Nicole
if you
Abby.
if you can't be open with yourself, now then you guys will say I'm the one that's
Because I caught it in case anybody else did.
Oh my god.
you know, it's already a red flag.
Yeah.
If the person you're with, if you can't be open with the person you're
Yeah,
with,
it's a problem.
that's a red flag in and of itself, right? That's a red flag in
Forget
and of
about
itself.
it.
But honestly, open communication in all things. Why? Because it fosters healing and understanding in any relationship.
Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yes. And then we're gonna
um,
close.
yes. I mean, we've said all we need to say today. But the question I wanted to ask is: there's some men that genuinely finds it difficult to open up, not because they don't trust their partner, not because, I mean, I think we mentioned it, or I'm not sure if it was you or if it was Pierre that mentioned it about some men, it's part of them feeling manly to hold on to hold their emotions on some things, and I think we also have dealt with a topic like that in the past podcast we've done about men not, they're holding their feelings.
Yeah.
If you follow what I'm saying. So
Yeah, I know what you're
how do we help this man, this set of people? It's not that they're doing it intentionally to hurt the partner or to cause some kind of I mean, I don't know. Did you get my question?
Yes.
Is
So the question
there
is
a way
pretty
we
clear.
will help these people?
Number one, ask yourself this: am I willing to do whatever it takes for the success of my relationship or my marriage?
Yes.
That's the first question you got to ask yourself.
Mhm.
The reason why I'm saying that is because you will need, not want, not maybe, you will need to get out of your comfort zone
Yes, you got to get
to
comfortable
make it work.
being uncomfortable.
You got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. If perhaps you are the kind of person who keeps things to yourself, you don't really open up, you can't talk, you can say, when your significant other has made it important to you that it's important to me that you speak,
Yeah.
that you're open, that you're transparent, you have a question to answer.
Yeah.
Do I want the success of my marriage and relationship, or do I just want to keep being me?
Right.
That's the first thing you got to settle in your own heart. That's number one. Number two, take baby steps. First of all, let your woman know, and your woman should know by now, that you are not one to open up. There are men like that. I was a man like that. My wife brought it out of me to be more outspoken, to open up to her, because she's like, look, I'm not a mind reader. You got to help me out, because if we want this relationship to be successful, you got to talk to me. And I had to come to the realization, look, do you want to keep being you, or do you want the success of your marriage and your relationship? And so now I'm even more, I'm over open now.
Oh, in fact,
You know what I'm saying? Because now, and that comes from taking baby steps,
Yes.
right? Taking baby steps, being open about certain things that you wouldn't necessarily be open about. And it doesn't even have to necessarily be about your marriage per se. It could be about a decision you want to make that you wouldn't necessarily share with anyone. You just come to her and say, look, what do you think about this? I want to do A, B, C, and D. And just let me bring you in the spirit of transparency, that this is the step that I want to take.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with our relationship, but it's something that I want you to bring you in.
Up, yeah.
And it's a practice to being open.
Yeah.
And then you share more. And sometimes, I've heard people say, oh, women are not, like as a man, you're not supposed to share your feelings with a woman because she will use it against you. I think there was a video that was going around about Shaq, who's saying that, oh, no, never share your feelings with women because they will do this, they will do that. You are talking about the wrong woman,
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Wrong woman.
Exactly.
There are women out there where when you share your feelings, you share your mind with them, they empower you, they strengthen you, they uplift you,
Yeah.
they don't bring you down.
Yeah.
you gotta ask yourself, what kind of woman do I have?
Exactly.
If you have a child, if you have a girl, you don't have a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Talk
and
that
let me
talk.
amen.
Amen. Now preach on back.
Amen. So don't tell me you have a woman when in reality you have a girl.
Yeah.
You have a child in the house.
Yeah.
And so when she behaved childishly, there's nothing to be surprised
No
about.
shocker.
You know what I'm saying? She's a child,
Yeah.
you know. But when you are dating a matured woman,
Matured, to be
you know what I'm
specific.
saying? A woman of essence, a woman to look color, then you would not be afraid of being yourself with her because you know she only knows how to bring up, not bring down.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So that is, I mean, we're gonna just close it on that. I don't think there's anything else to say.
I
I'm gonna
mean,
rest my case on
that's a good way to conclude it. Let's give grace to each other as well. All this doesn't happen overnight, you know. Give it time. As long as you're both being intentional, it will happen. So yeah. Well, thank you for the wonderful conversation, y'all. That was good. I mean, we almost threw punches and everything. All right, here is our MDB news for the week. In this week's news, as tax season is approaching, woo! I wish we had like a clapping hand.
Yep.
As tax season is approaching, there we go. The IRS has announced important updates regarding tax filing for the upcoming tax year. Taxpayers are reminded, let's gather all our documents early so that way we can ensure a smooth sailing filing process.
Yep.
You know, the IRS has also introduced new online tools that would help make it easier for us individuals to access their tax information and to also track their refunds, which is very important. Want to know when their money is coming in. Want to know the date so we can be ready for it. Additionally, let's also check out for the specific credits and deductions available this year. We know these things change every year, and you know how it could affect your taxes as well. So make sure you're staying on top of that. Check what the new credits, the new deductions are for this year, including things about expanding benefits for family and individuals. So let's check it out. For more details, for more updates, let's visit the IRS website at www.irs.gov. Tax season is coming.
That's right. Thank you very much, BL, for that information. And as we get ready to enjoy our weekend, here is our MDB quote of the week. Honesty is the first chapter in the book of wisdom. Honesty is the first chapter in the book of wisdom. I knew it was my boy who said something like that.
You got a lot of friends out here.
Who's your boy?
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson is your boy?
I'm telling
Wow, you guys
y'all be hanging out?
How many?
How
many lives you got, sir?
Oh man! Oh, that right. That is all we have
great,
for
great
today.
minds think alike.
Okay,
there we go. That's a good thing. Good job.
All right. I hope we have shared a tip or two on today to help solidify your kingdom union, not only with yourself, but also with others, and most importantly, with God on today.
Yes. Don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe, and to comment down below.
And until next time, be the light,
be the salt.
and remember, all things are
possible if
you believe.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Ciao, Bella.